Good morning, everybody. It's cold here, 29 degrees, probably going to go a little lower. Looking at the temperature maps and the reaction of the wheat contract overnight, doesn't look like the emerging wheat crop is threatened by the overnight temperatures, but it is cold for this time of year. 26 is the magic number, so looks like we may have dodged a bullet, but only one's happy about all this is Henry. He thinks this is pretty nice. So here we find ourselves on a Tuesday. Yesterday's markets were fairly easy to call based on Friday's activity. Wasn't too difficult to get in. The key today, again, is going to be the E-mini and the direction of the E-mini. The E-mini rallied back really strong yesterday afternoon. Large institutional short coverings started the rally, and they went home long. If the ES continues higher today, we'll be lower. If it stops at this 32 to 37 area, is pretty important resistance, with 32, 33 being the more important number. If we break through that, then it's going to be 43 to 50 would be the next area that we'd look for selling in the E-mini. So this morning's news and the E-mini's reaction to it will be the market's focus. But we got CPI plus 1/10, core plus 1/10. No one will pay any attention to it because the Fed is not raising interest rates to fight inflation. Then we got probably the biggest number today, the Empire Manufacturing Index. And I've seen 7.5 to 8.2, with a Econoday carrying 7.5. Then the NAHB Housing Index. At 49. So I think the first market's focus will be the manufacturing and Empire Manufacturing Index, and second will be an AHB Housing Index. Okay, we had a B pattern yesterday. You can see all the volume was in the lower half. We wanted it to go out last night selling the 19s to 23s, and the overnight session high was 19. So we call that our first buy. Didn't come till 9 or 13, and so far the low just is 13. Looks like to me we're headed lower, so I'm going to put the buy down 5 to 9. I think we are headed lower, but I don't think we'll break given the uncertainty of the Ukraine and the uncertainty of the fiscal situation that the globe finds itself in. G20 print money to support governments that spend more than they collect in tax revenues. It is that simple. We got volume in the overnight at 17.5. Volume yesterday was at 19.5, so 17 to 21 will be sell 1. And then 23 to 27 will be sell 2. Don't have a super strong feeling really one way or the other today. I mean, it's kind of hard to patch out, put together. It's not clear. So if it's not clear to us, it's not clear to other people. And usually that gives a market that's got some back and forth in it early in the session before the direction settles out. One of the things that's very difficult for a new trader to figure out or accept is that if he doesn't know, if he can't make a clear call, and this would be based on a combination of market structure, fundamentals, the news, etc., then other people don't really have a strong idea about the market. Then you get down to executing orders of convenience. You know, a large commercial order can come in due to any reason from the person doing the buying and selling, and can upset the market balance pretty easily that way. So I think we find ourselves in that situation this morning. Okay, taking a quick look at the bond. The knob spread held overnight at 929, didn't come in. There's not a heavy seller in financials right now, and I think part of that is the uncertainty over equities and then the world's financial situation. One of the announcements out of the Ukraine was we're going to go in and put down the riots and the civil disobedience in the eastern Ukraine cities where several government buildings have been taken over. They said that yesterday. They reiterated it overnight. We can't tell that anything has happened. So we got volume from 14 to 20. We're currently at 9. The overnight sessions high is 20. So it's very, very aggressive. 13 to 17 is sell 1. It's just leaning against these high volume numbers. And then the last rotate up yesterday stopped at 23. We have the overnight session at 20. So selling failure in this 20-24 area will be sell 2. And on the buy side, we've got this single print down at 31. We've got pretty good support against 5. So we'll make 1 to 5, buy 1. And then 25, 29 for buy 2. I don't think we can break the markets today unless the E-mini really takes off and runs to the upside. And I don't think we have conditions that are right to do that. So, but with E-mini, you don't have to have conditions that are right to do that. The thing has a mind of its own, and it can generate its own momentum. That's what makes it so much fun to trade. Sometimes you get an unbelievable ride when you don't think the market is set to do anything. Gold got whacked overnight. That would add to the selling in the financials. Crude oil's off a little bit overnight. So gold and crude are telling us that the situation in the Ukraine is not going to get out of hand. Big deal was made of Putin and Obama talking again yesterday. There are meetings scheduled for the end of the week in Geneva between Russia and the United States and the EU. So talking is better than shooting. It also allows Russia to accomplish most of their major aims and goals without firing a shot. Okay, 95.97 is pretty good support, as is the buck. We're right down here. I mean, we've come a long way, like 20 bucks overnight. So we're going to be right against 1,300. That's a round number. Buy 2 will be at 95 to 97. Again, I don't think anybody can really break gold. It can sell. We're picking up these support areas over here, and then support area right here. That would be S1 and S2, and that's what we're going to lean against. We come a long way overnight for what we have in the news. First sell's fairly aggressive. We've got this 7.5 break we have, so 7 to 10 will be sell 1. And then we've got the spill from 15 and the spill from 20. So the second sell band will be this 13 to 15. And I'm really surprised the selling is as strong as it is in gold, but it's a very, very volatile contract. And this thing can move when fundamentals don't warrant that kind of move. These contracts take on a life of their own. And again, that's the reason we trade them. Gold and crude, you can be wrong a couple of times and still make your business plan. You sure can't do that in the note. The E-mini right now, you can actually, it's got enough volatility where it's coming back where you can be wrong a couple of times and scratch or make a little money. Back in the fall, you wrong a couple of times in E-mini, you had a losing day. Okay, the euro is selling. Again, I believe for the right reasons. Draghi has come out and said, hey, euro can't be this high. We need it to be lower so we can meet our exports. And then the spread traders have backed off for a couple of days. So right here you can see this 25 area is pretty good resistance. The market held against yesterday's volume. It was pulled to this little attractor right here at 93. The big number is down here at 65. We got a chance to get down there, but you got to break 75 first. So we'll make buy 1, 65 to 75. Play on the round number at 75. And buy 2 will make 45 to 55, leaning against 50 basically. On the sell side, we're back to where we were. So we've got yesterday's lows at 5, so we'll make 5 to 15, sell 1. And 25 to 35, sell 2. And I think you can be a little more aggressive in selling the euro just because of the fundamentals. A lot of people have found in the euro that if you sold it and wait a day, you fade some heat, but you usually at least get back to break even. Yes, I bet they did. That's not one of my favorite soups for some reason. I'm not a big sour cream fan, and I do like beets on salads, but that's about the only way. I think I like the sweet in them, the pickled ones. I do like pickles. Must be the salt. Okay, crude's saying that there's not going to be a flare-up between the Russia and Ukraine. The United States yesterday guaranteed $1 billion worth of Ukrainian payments to Russia for their delinquent natural gas bills. I mean, talk about a fun business to be in. And I don't think Russia even sends money through K Street lobbying outfits to be able to come in and start a war and get paid for it. I guess that's, if you think about it, that would be like sending Guido to collect your bills, only his name would be Boris in this case. So maybe that was the whole purpose of this deal, so Gazprom could get its money. We've been 103 has been a tough area. We've been trying to buy 103s, 275s for a long time. So we're going to keep it there today, and then we're going to make it 25 to 50. If Ukraine does send people into the eastern Ukrainian cities to get rid of those quote-unquote ethnic Russian Ukrainians that are revolting against the elected government of the Ukraine. Actually, let's make this 25 to 50 for sell 1. And then sell 2 will make 75 to the buy. So things can get out of hand in a hurry. One misfired round from the wrong person at the wrong person could start a skirmish. The dissidents or the people that led to the overthrow of the first Ukrainian prime minister have been accused of killing their own to generate support for their cause. So these people, they know how the game is played. And human life doesn't mean a hell of a lot, or it means less in that part of the world than it does in the West. the sanctity of human life. That keeps a lot of the bad guys at bay. And when you don't have it, it just really opens you up to a whole new set of values and mores, especially if you're the one that has the gun. And these dictators that run most of the countries in that part of the world, Middle East, up through Russia. The little blood needs to be spilled to improve their positions. It's spilled. Nothing personal, of course. You're just a bit unlucky. Yeah, right here, this 32-33 area I think is very, very important. And then we've got this high volume area up here in this 38 to 40. So right now, just looking at the structure, if I wanted to get short, 39 to 41 is where you could have a resting limit order. And probably have time to deal with the trade. I think the first battle comes in this 32-33 area. It's very, very important. So if 32-33 is rejected today and the market sells, sentiment is still negative. If we get through it, we may have just seen a trading range created of 1800 minus 1875 plus. So I think this 32-33 area is really, really important. Yesterday's snapback and rally off the lows started with short covering, and you'll see right here they got stops below 10. Then it was off to the races. We closed it at 24, just under 25. The overnight session built value, or volume was higher than the yesterday's M through P area. And right now the market is pointed higher still. So the market in this 32-33 area I think is going to be pretty important. And I've got the splits to range now, so we'll take a look at the market after the splits. When you come across the screen and you look at it, we've got this low in the 31 area. We've got this single print in the 32.50-33 area. We've got this last rotate up at 41. So we've got an attractor on a 180-day basis at 41.50. We've got very, very little volume from 29 all the way up to 33. So this is where the first resistance area is. We are going to open at resistance. So our first sell is going to be 30.32 on the idea that 32.33 is resistance. If we get through that, then we've got a high here at 36. We've got a high up here at 41. And we've got this high volume number at 41. So we'll make our second sell 39 to 41, and we'll come back in and we'll adjust them pretty quickly. But resistance is 32.33, so 30.32. Selling failure to take that, that's where we are. Based on the overnight session, the buy area is 20 to 22. May take 25s to get in, depending on the Empire Index number, and then 15 to 17. But we had yesterday's rally snapback came from the large player covering their shorts, and they started to go long in the 20 area yesterday when you look at the structure. So this is pretty strong support. This is where the big boys came in and bought it. Now, if we take 30 to 40 points off the low at 3.5, 30 points takes us to 33.5. That's right here. 40 points takes us up to 43.5. So this 33.43 would accommodate a short covering rally. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. Today's news, Empire Index 7.5. Greater than that would be supportive. And then National Association of Home Builders Housing Price Index at 49, greater than 49 would be supportive. And that'll be the news focus. But I think the bigger battle is just going to be structurally. Resistance at 32.33. That's all I have right now. It'll take about 20 minutes to get everything up and posted. We'll try to have the YouTube recap of this up in 25 minutes or so. I'm going to get busy on that. See y'all in a bit.